You want to be healthy but you do not know how to? Then this video is for you. But who am I? My name is Justice. I suppressed a lot of trauma, had cancer, got mobbed, and now I want to teach people how to get mentally healthy through their body awareness and exercise. And to get profound understanding, you need to develop one simple thing. And the thing is, you need to develop a mindset. Yeah. Everyone tells you, oh yeah, mindset. You need to have the warrior mindset, the king mindset. You need to be strong. But they do not actually know what it is. I sat in a dark room for hundreds of hours, and in the end I came to a conclusion, and this is pretty much everything I know and the universe knows about mindset. This hasn't been published on YouTube before, and I guess it's very deep, it's very rough, like my videos. So enjoy. It's going to be a long one. It's a video from a masterclass actually, so check out my YouTube channel. Yeah, you can see my masterclass. Let's go. Let's start this video. Enjoy. Hey there, it's Justice Wizard, and this is the 6th lesson in the recreation chapter. Today's lesson is called Mindset Masterclass. And in this lesson, you learn how to set your mindset, what your current mindset looks like, and where you need to fix your mindset to achieve your goals. With that being said, let's get started. What is mindset? People say that mindset is your perception on the world. Your mindset let you see the world like you want. For example, you have a positive mindset. You wake up in the morning and you are always happy. Then what suddenly happens is that you recognize all the happy people around you, and therefore you share the similar vibration. The same occurs when you have a negative mindset in the morning. You wake up, you have no time, and your morning begins in a very bad way. And what then happens is that you probably went to a grocery buy and you recognize all the sad people, all the people you didn't recognize when you were happy. But you do recognize them when you are unhappy. Another example for this is the Bader-Meinhof phenomenon. This tells you that things you are or you are aware of get recognized more frequently than other things. For example, you maybe know that there is the phenomenon that you buy a new car, what you probably didn't recognize times before, but after buying this car, suddenly you see all the cars that look the same as yours does. And this phenomenon is called Bader-Meinhof phenomenon, and this describes basically mindset. your preset of your mind every single day decide what you see and what you don't see. That's why I told you that you need to become the person who wants to achieve the goal and not just to get the goal or get the achievement. Because if you become the person, or if you are always aware of your goal, you see the opportunities. You can see those. You can put the lenses on to see those opportunities. But more of this later. Now, I will tell you that mastering mindset is that you have full control of your mind. When you master your mindset, you can control your mind. You can control your thought processes, and you can basically control every action you do, because by controlling it, you have a reason for every single action. And this is the state of mind you want to be in. Your mindset is the subjective perception of your world and everything in it. You can fake your mindset to be the person you want to achieve. For example, there are people who are really, really confident car sellers. I choose the car example for another one. There is a person who is very fat, unhealthy, but he believes he has the mindset that he will sell the car. Therefore, he goes to his customers with a huge amount of confidence, because his mindset is set to win. And when he wins, and when he wants to win, then his whole mindset controls his action, and people believe them. You can look shit, you can eat shit, you can be shit. And even though you can do all of these things, but if your mindset isn't shifted in a proper way, you will never achieve what you want. Be aware of this. And I will explain you how you can achieve this. But first of all, I want to explain you the mindset in 3 stages. Your mindset has 3 different stages, and every stage has its different utility, its different duty, and has to be treated in a different way. Therefore, we take a look at each of these stages. First of all, we begin with the unconscious. The unconscious mind contains our deepest, most primal urges, memories, and thought patterns that are completely outside of awareness. While the unconscious is the least accessible, it can still have a profound impact on our mindset and behavior. You can think of your mindset in 3 layers, and you are here. I have the example with the boat. The boat, I will draw this better, and the water. This here is unconscious. This here is subconscious. And this here, this is you, and you are conscious. So, let me explain it to you. The unconscious mind are your deeply rooted things that are primal urges. For example, your unconscious behavior is breathing. An unconscious behavior is breathing or walking. These are the things that you aren't aware of, but can be influenced when you are aware of those. But to get aware of those, you need to figure the specific type of problem out. And I will explain you how. First of all, we take a look at the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is the repository of our memories, habits, and learned behaviors operate below the levels of conscious in our awareness. This is your both. Subconscious activities, for example, are going to bed after work or checking social media as your first activity in the morning. These are things you can influence, and these are the things that are habitual. These are the things that work automatically, but not as automatically than this year. And you influence them consciously. You need to think about like this: subconscious and your unconscious. This year is determined by this year. Here you can give active input. I will explain the conscious mind in a minute, wait. And this here is inactive. Makes sense, I guess. Because you can't be aware of your subconscious mind and you can't be aware of your unconscious mind when you don't recognize the factors. For example, when you recognize that the social media checking every single morning is bad for you, then you can change this here, of course, but the change always occurs from your consciousness. And the subconsciousness is an habitual activity that A, helps your mind to get clearer and habitualize your activities. B, is working automatically for just 3 weeks or less. Or C, subconscious activities are things that work in return for energy. And the energy you save by subconscious activities, basically thought energy. And as you might know, by thinking, you will always spend energy, and therefore you save energy. And why do you need to save energy? Well, this is your primal mind, your evolutionary primitive mind that has one single thing in his one single goal: avoid dying and reproduce yourself. That's it. That's all your primitive mind wants. And how does your primitive mind achieve these things? With energy. And you get energy when you habitualize things that are first in your subconscious, and after 21 days to 4 weeks, it depends on the person, It is in your unconscious mind, and this is the deepest rooted thing you can have. These are the things you can't be aware of when no one tells you, when no one tells you about the things. These are the things like your laugh, how you cross your fingers, how you scratch your head, how you open a door, how you open up a book, how you hold your handy. This is all unconscious because these are subconscious activities that appeared that our life over a long period of time. When these activities get automatic and unconsciously, then you can talk about an unconscious habit, activity, or action you take. And because you save energy by habitualizing your things and repeating things over and over again, your mind wants to save as much energy as possible can to higher the likelihood to achieve these goals. It's pretty simple. I hope you understand this. And in the end, I want to give you a conclusion for all of this. But first of all, we talk about the conscious mind. The conscious mind is our friend. The part of the mind we are actively aware of and can directly control. It is responsible for our rational, logical thinking and decision-making processes. The conscious mind can work to override or reshape the subconscious mind's influence on our mindset. And that means that with your conscious mind, with consciousness, by the way, one of the 3 factors of control, consciousness, you can actively change your subconsciousness and then inactively change your unconscious over time. And that's basically when you have complete control over your mind. And the first step you need to do is to be conscious about the things you do. All 3 levels result in mindset. They correlate strongly with each other. Every single habit, every single activity, every single action, every single decision you take has all of these 3 layers impacted. You never, ever have a conscious decision without subconsciousness and unconsciousness. This should be one. Never, ever. You have all of the 3 things. And why this is the case? I will show you this in a broad example. How can we apply these layers in life? This illustration basically tells you everything you need to know about the conscious, subconscious, and unconscious mind. Imagine you are swimming in a boat in the ocean. You can control the boat and a storm breaks out. The ocean gets dense and you need to maneuver the boat to save your life. Alright. Now we are here. You are in the boat and you are the active leader of the boat. All the activities, all the action steps you do right now to save your mind are conscious. But before we clarify why you are in this situation right now, we need to look at your decision hours before. Alright, you are maybe a 20-year-old boat fan. But why are you a boat fan? Maybe in your childhood, your grandfather, there should be a grandfather, your grandfather wants to go with you on a boat every single Sunday. And because you did it every single Sunday, this activity gets familiar with you. And after a period of time, you like it. And when you don't like it, you just get familiar with it. And all the things you get familiar with want to be repeated by your mind. And therefore, you decide to buy a boat. And the choice of the boat is consciously. But maybe your grandpa had told you 20 years ago, oh no, that can't be, you are 20 years, but maybe your grandpa told you 10 years ago that he wants to have the super boat 730C. And maybe you bought this boat and you aren't really aware of this factor. You aren't really aware that your grandpa said this to you. But you still decided randomly to buy the super boat 730C. And this is because the decision to go on a boat ride with the Super 730C is rooted unconsciously in your mind. And now, another unconscious decision you took is the water you choose. Maybe you went with your family on holiday in the Pacific Ocean and you really enjoyed it there. And when it comes to the decision whether you want to go to the Pacific or Atlantic Ocean, you always, I guarantee this to you, you will choose the Pacific, even though you aren't aware of the fact that you went there. This is crazy. Our mind is crazy. We can't always have the control, but every decision we take is based on previous expectations, experiences, or things we heard. And that's when our mindset is settled. That's why the unconsciousness is so crucial to know. That's why it's so important that you need to work with your trauma and not against your trauma. It's so important to work with your psychology. It's so important to get therapy. It's so important to read about human psychology, because this is you. And if you can't know yourself, then how the hell do you believe that you can achieve your goal? If you don't know how to drive the car, how the hell do you think that you will reach your destiny? There's no chance. And now you are on your trip. You bought the boat, you are in the water, you subconsciously used, and you are the driver. And what now happens is the storm. I told you about embracing the randomness, and the storm can't be influenced by you. Maybe you checked the weather and it told you that you need to be careful, but you went to the sea anyway. Alright, now this is an abstract illustration. I will repaint this again because it seems kind of ugly. You are in your boat. Nope, this here should be... And you are here. And you drive your boat. Yes, and you are happy. Yeah. And you have this Super 730C. And there are several things you recognize here. First of all, you control the boat. And the thing you control is your subconscious. The subconscious activities are the four first things you can change because you can be aware of those. And that means your boat represents the subconscious. Another example for a subconscious activity is when you implemented reading. Like now for a week, reading a book for 20 minutes every single day. When you implemented this, it's like 7 days, then you are aware of this. Every time you read the book, you are aware. This doesn't happen automatically. But if you read a book every single evening, at the same time, without missing out any single day, for now, for example, 50 days, this activity gets unaware. Because you do the things every single day and your mind thinks, well, first of all, I don't die by doing this activity. And second of all, I can save energy to prevent dying and reproducing myself. It's pretty simple. And then you have the water. And underwater there can be a fish, a shark, a monster. I don't know. And under the sea there can be hell. And you don't notice. And this represents you. This represents your bad habit. But maybe there is a beautiful ocean flora with a lot of plants. And everything looks beautiful in here. And this is when you have beautiful and good unaware activities. And this is basically your mindset. You need to be aware of the 3 layers. The conscious, that is your active, conscious rooting thing. Your active decision that you want to change a habitual action, behavior, or any other thing you do. Then the subconscious, that is influenced actively by your conscious, and the unconscious, that gets created by doing subconscious tasks over a long period of time to save energy. You are actively the leader of the boat. You have control over it and you can consciously decide what you want to do. The conscious is the active control and decision-making system for all your activities. Subconscious, the boat. The boat supports your conscious experience and reinforces the power that is hidden in you. It is a vehicle you choose to get your things done. But you cannot control any aspect of the boat. The material could break without warning, animals could live inside it, or the boat could be uncomfortable. It doesn't matter what it is, but you couldn't actively control all of these factors. They are subconsciously manifested in you and support your conscious decision. The subconscious is the tools that are available for your conscious. It's the preliminary stage of the unconscious mind. Unconscious mind, the ocean. The ocean is the reason why you need the boat and why you need to control it actively. Because of the unconscious, you are in exactly this ocean. Not in a nice, warm, and low, challenging ocean. No, you are in the ocean that your unconscious brought you and you need now to control it. The unconscious is the force that needs to be controlled by you. Otherwise, you get controlled by it. And that's where 99% of the people lose their mind. Because they doesn't want to fix their unconscious mind. They just think that the things they do, the activities they like, the mindset they have will lead them to their goals. But this is simply wrong. And therefore you need to change all of these 3 layers. Overcoming mental issues. Understand the conscious and subconscious and unconscious mind. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. Carl Gustav Jung. He is one of the founder for human psychology. He's one of the smartest people ever existed. And his human psychology theories are still up to date. And this quote describes perfectly what your task is. You need to make your unconscious conscious. Because if you don't, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. And when this happens, you will limit yourself and you won't be able to get the freedom you want to get. For example, you are born in a family full full of lawyer. Your dad is a lawyer, your mother is a lawyer, and your brother is a lawyer. And you are now a sister. A little girl. And your whole life and your whole mindset on job and job quality is completely presetted about topic lawyer. And your family, you have this mindset. When you are a lawyer, you will earn enough money, have status, and the most important thing, get respected by your family. But that has one big problem. You, your parents, and your brother are biological similar, but not equal. And that means that every single action, every single goal you have doesn't need to be the same goal as your father, your mother, or your brother have. This is a point you need to have in your mind. And for example, maybe you have a friend who has a family full of doctors. And you see their lifestyle. And you like this lifestyle way more because you are a kind person genetically and you want to help people. And you think that lawyership is not helping at all. And you think it is boring. And that means you need to fight against your family. And that is where two different mindsets meet each other in a family. And that's where most of the time the smaller, weaker part gives up and let the will of the bigger and stronger part decide and preset their entire life's destiny. And that's when you get unhappy, sad, poor, you blame your life, you have a low frequential vibrational state, and you don't really love your life. And that's when you are on your deathbed and you tell your kids, "Kids, do whatever you want to do. I want that you chase your dreams." And that's all because your dad, your mother, your brother didn't let you be a doctor, what you intrinsically and deeply wanted. You had a mindset conflict and you got mentally ill. And the only way how to create a healthy mindset is to break free. To break free from this. And therefore you have this mental health education. In short terms, MHE. And you can see a variety of different things. First of all, you can see yourself. Yourself wearing glasses. And the glasses are your presetted mindset. And inflation, it's your unconsciousness. Really simple. Then, yeah, the glass you wear, your mindset determining your point of view. The glasses you wear are the things you perceive. When you are in a house full of lawyers, the likelihood that you get a lawyer is way higher because you are surrounded with lawyers all the time. That's why rich people and rich children always get rich or are more likely to get rich when they live in rich families, because they are always surrounded by the things. They live the lifestyle a rich person does, they think like rich people, and that's when the mindset meets the reality and they can get rich too. And then you have the positive forces in your life and the negative forces in your life. And these forces are basically all the positive and negative insights, habits, decisions, tasks, anything you did in your past that aligns with your goal or your intrinsic craving. All the positive things are the things you did to achieve your goal. And all the negative are the things you did to not achieve your goal, that hinders you from your goal. For example, you want to have a healthy body, a six-pack, you want to have some abs, and you want to be physically strong. Yes, I know this seems ridiculous. And therefore, all the positive activities are, for example, working out till failure, or eating healthy plus tracking food, avoiding caffeine and drugs. All of these things will make you one little step closer to your North Star. And when you stack up all the activities, you will get what you want. And then you have all the activities, the minus, that are not good. For example, fast food. Or not tracking. Or no protein. Or skipping gym for 2 weeks. And all of the things will take you more and more and more and more away from your goal. You need to repeat the same things, you need to take the same effort again. And when you do this negative activity, you will get no step further. And sometimes you will go steps behind and behind and behind and behind. And in the end, you will never reach your goal. And this is because of your mindset. Because of your deeply rooted decision-making system that you now want to control consciously. And you can do this not in your past, but you can do this in your present. And in your present, you want to set the glasses right to be actively aware of the positive things. Do the things that align with your goal, and you will make them to your habits, to your unconscious and deeply rooted forces, and to your conscious vision, to the things you want to see, to the things you want to do. For example, you grew a company, a big business. I hope so. Mindset was that when you don't work 8 hours a day, 7 days a week, you get ill, you get sick, you hate it when you don't work. And why? Because your mindset tells you that doing the work is actually something that aligns with my goal. And the goal is the thing I really want. This is my growth mindset's purpose. Growth mindset. Purpose. And this means that the work gets good for you and you like the work. Even a lot of other people hate their work. You love it and you get sick when you don't work. I have this dilemma for a moment, by the way. For example, when I don't work on my program for a day, I feel bad. I feel sick because I learned to love it. I learned to see, to recognize that this is the positive influence and that these are the things that lead me a little step further to my goal. And that's why I enjoyed this, because I am goal oriented. I love what I do, and I set my mindset to the positive things. I set my mindset, and I didn't care about pain and the sinister whisper. Because we live in a world where we can't literally die. For example, when you live in a first world country, you are always getting food or drink. There is no chance to die. Of course, you can kill yourself, or you can go in a forest without any source and you don't know where you are. Of course, then you die, but you get the point. You can't die, literally. You can go work at Starbucks with no real skill set, and you will still satisfy your sinister whisper. And that's when you want to grow your growth mindset, and your mindset always needs to be focused on the virtual mentor. That's your mindset. That's how you need to fix it. How to set your glasses right. Now, I will explain you how you can set the glasses right. I told you that this is aligning to your goal, but how do you actually achieve this state of mind where you know your goal and where you can see the things that align with your goal, when you can decide what the things are that align with your goal? And the activity is pretty simple, and you did it before. And as a short disclaimer, listen to the things I tell you now. Do this activity. Send this in the community or send this to me. I will take a look at this and I will give you a review. For now, I want you to give you a practice in gratitude. I know gratitude is often misunderstood. People think that gratitude is fake. It's just faking you and faking the things. And that's true and that's false at the same time. Why? Because when you always saw negative things and you always did non-goal aligning activities, you are really focused on your sinister whisper. But when you now focus actively on the positive things, even though the sinister whisper doesn't like it, you focus on your virtual mentor. And that is where you fake your sinister whisper and you support your virtual mentor. You shift the paradigms. You get it? Your sinister whisper had the yes, and your virtual mentor had the no, and now you shift the no with the yes. And that means that you fake the no and you recreated the yes. It's pretty simple. And now I told you something about balance. That's why I have here not only green ones. Because when I told you before that you need balance in your life, that means that you also have activities that don't align with your goals. But I told you this also before. Take this activity that doesn't align with your goal to a bare minimum. Do stimulate your sinister whisper. Just as much as he needs to be. Know your bottom. Know your bare minimum, because then you can achieve the fastest and biggest growth. When you don't know your minimum, your growth curve gets delayed because you always do cut some days, action steps, activities, and over a long period of time, your delayed gratification gets delayed. It's funny. Really funny. And now I will show you the gratitude practice. Practice gratitude to deal with your past and present mental health. Realize what you have, not what you want. I have a quote from Dalai Lama. We need to learn how to want what we have, not to have what we want in order to get steady and stable happiness. Dalai Lama. Think of the things you have in the first place. Think of your advantages you have. Maybe you are in a lawyer's family and your family has a lot of really good connections. Then don't neglect this fact in the first place. Think of this before you decide to take other path, the different path. When you experience that you can take this advantage, the thing you have, to achieve more with starting at a higher level, you can achieve more. I explain this to you. You are in this lawyer family, and now you have, for example, this year is skill and potential, and this year is time. And now you need to, now you are in this lawyer family, and because you are in the lawyer family, you start here when you begin. And you rise here. And maybe you rise way faster because you get skills, you get clients from your father or your mother. And now you are a newbie. You want to start out a new thing. And you need to be aware of the fact that your gratification gets delayed. And now you need to know what the top is. When you hit the top, you know what you want. Nee, das ist egal. Das And now you need to decide what path you choose. The new one or the old one. Or traditional. But when you decide a new one, this can possibly be because the possible outcome is higher than the possible outcome of a lawyer. And you don't care about the unfair advantage you get. You just want to create your own thing and you want to make the best out of your life. And that is fine. That's your right. And I will explain you exactly how you can take those decisions in the following chapter. But first of all, I want to help you to practice this gratitude. And take the negative things in your life as a fuel. Go deep inside of yourself and reveal your trauma. They are the reason why you are moving forward. You never want to feel this again, so be grateful for this. Gratitude shifts your current point of view to the direction you want. With gratitude, you fake it in the first place, but after that, your growth mindset gets supported and you are way more fulfilled and happier and way better on the path than you are right now. And this can be, for your example, that you intrinsically want to spend time with your family, but you have your company and you need to run this company. Therefore, you can decide that you start delegating tasks as an upside, and your downside is that you need to hire people who do the task, and it will cost you your money. But as a return on your invest, you get more time with your family. Consider about these activities and get conscious about the things you intrinsically want. Set your glasses right, know your past, and reinforce your mindset based on your current goal. Do the activities, and that's it. You are consciously changing your thinking and your mindset in the moment with gratitude. And now I will tell you how to overcome trauma and obstacles. A. Embracing the pain as your fuel for progress. You need to be aware. That's what you need to do. Everything you felt, you experienced, and every negative thing you do has an upside. I give you an example for this. You are a business owner, and maybe this is not your first business you started. Maybe you are now a fitness coach, or also a mental coach, or you are a coach for client acquisition. I don't know. Maybe you're consulting for sales. But what you do now is that you need to take a look at your setbacks by being aware of those. And don't always see the negative inside of this. You learned from polarity. When there is good, there is bad. And therefore, every bad decision you took in the first place, every bad action you took in the first place, has also its good upside. Maybe this isn't your first business. We take this example. And you took a different niche in the beginning. For example, you took dentists. And business didn't work out for you. Doesn't work. And that means that your business fails after $1,500 spent, 12 months time invest, and infinite amount of energy. Literally all your energy in 12 months. This are data. This is the data. These are the facts that lead you to the conclusion that this was a bad decision. Reasonable. But now you need to see the non-visual effects. Because with being in business, you learned things about sales. You learned things about marketing. You learned things about creating an offer. You started your journey. You are here on your scale. You invested to achieve your goal, and maybe now you're successful, and that is because you did invest and you felt the pain. You invested these months, you failed with money spent, and you took this infinite amount of energy in the first place that had no effective and visible impact on you. But your mindset got shifted in a way that you are an entrepreneur and you want to make the world a better place. Why you started the second business or the third business? Because you intrinsically believed that you will be a winner, that you can do it, that you can be capable of this. This is why there is no bad education. This is why every single human can learn anything with books or get a lesson from every book. You can get a lesson from Lily. You can get a lesson from any fictional person, from Star Wars, from every film. You just need to see those things. You need to be aware of those things. And most of the time, the things you do aren't really the things you want to do, because you are just focused on the measurable outcomes. But you need to fix your mind in the first place in order to get what you want to get. So, the first principle of overcoming trauma is embracing pain and reviewing trauma. For example, I had a couple of horrible relationships before I got my first real one, my first good one, because I learned what relationship I don't want to have. And maybe when I didn't had these bad relationships in the first place, I had not the mindset to get in the good relationship, to see the good relationship, to differentiate between good and bad. I believe that when I didn't had experienced a lot of shit in my previous relationships, I would never ever had such a great relationship as I do right now. I guarantee this to you. And this also happens with anything in the world. You learn the best when you try it, and when you try it, you will fail. And your brain will see it as trauma, but see the trauma as something good. See the trauma as something well. See it as an experience. See it as the highest state of learn effect you could possibly achieve. This is the first step to overcome trauma. You need to be aware of this. And now when you say, yeah, but my whole life gets crashed by the thing. Maybe this can be. Maybe you had a bad time, but you are alive. You sit here and listen to me on a 1-hour video. You sit here and want to be better, even though you experience the trauma. And that is all because you get stronger with every single pain, every single trauma you went through. You can lose your mind. And that's when we go to step B. You need to be grateful for all your suffering as can lose of your mind. This sounds ridiculous, and I know this, but please do this. Be thankful for all the shit that happens to you. And say to God, please give me more. Say to the universe, say whatever fate you have, please give me more. Because only when you face challenges, when you face obstacles, you will need to have solutions for this. You will need to find solutions, and therefore you get more skilled, you get more advanced, and you learn more things. And that's when you grow as a person, when you grow as a character. And that's what we want to reach here. We want to grow as a character. That's our final destination. And therefore, you need to be grateful for the things. It sounds stupid that you need to be grateful for pain, but I promise you, the next time when you feel shit, when you wake up in the morning and you don't want to work, tell this to you. Say this simple thing to yourself. Yes, thanks God, thanks universe. I know this is pain. And I feel this. And I love it. Give me please more. Please let 2 of my employees be sick. Be 2 of my clients refund my offer. Please let me get sick. Or let me have some real bad accident. Please let me do the things. Don't do this in a psychopathic way, because you can really you can do too much of this exercise easily, because we still want to practice gratitude and positivity, and with this we practice some sort of negativity. But I want that you practice pessimistic optimism. That means that you want to love pain, but you are grateful for the things you have, and you set your glasses in this way, but you are always thinking in the worst case scenario. Think pessimistic optimism. Think of as a pessimistic optimism, and then your life will be good. This is balance. Pessimistic optimism. I don't know if this is bad, right? Optimism. These 2 things are in a polarity, and when you balance those in a proper way, you get the greatest outcome. Simple. You will get the greatest outcome when you enjoy the pain and you set your lenses via gratefulness. Try it. If you don't trust me here, just try it. And if you don't know how to do it, just try. Do this morning exercise with enjoying pain, and be nice, be grateful, always smile. Do positive things. Do things that you learned are positive. And then you know how to practice this over time. Then you know how you can get a pessimistic optimism. And the third one to overcome trauma is to consciously change the unconscious and subconscious. The last step you need to do is to take the action. To consciously control the trauma by changing the perception. You can't deny your trauma, you can't delete the trauma, but you can reframe your thinking about this. You can't deny your past, but you can reframe your current thought patterns. And that's what you need to do. That's what I want you to do. That's how you get rid of trauma. Very cool. Visualization. Take on your future classes and visualize yourself. Create a vision board. Become he who can. Visualize your future and get the person you need to achieve your goals. In the very first lesson, I told you that you need to visualize yourself, that you need to create a visualized frame for you and for your character you want to be. And you filled out this by defining your goal. And in the next lesson, I want to add some extra things for your goal, and I want you to clarify your goal. Now, what you need to do is you need to pull out your paper, and I want you to throw it in the trash bag. Throw it in the trash. The glasses you are wearing determine how you see the world, which determines how you see the world and your action. Effective visualization. You need to do a new task. Clarity. Clearly define your goals, design outcomes, visualize the details, including how you feel, what you will see, and what you will experience. What I want you to do right now is put out a paper, get a pen, and write this down. Who I am right now, and what are the activities I want to reach. When you already filled this out, just take your notes. Rewrite your notes and get aware of this. The more often you do these activities, the better. Therefore, you can't double or can't uselessly do activity twice. Because the more often you do this, the better it gets. Now, 2. Emotion. Engage your emotions during visualization. Feel the joy, excitement, and satisfaction of achieving a goal. Positive emotions reinforce the power of your visualization. Never ever set a pessimistic goal. Go through your journey as a pessimistic optimist. Never ever set a bad goal. Because when you set a bad or pessimistic goal, you will get a pure pessimistic person. It is easier to apply good things when you see them, when you visualize them. So, therefore, check your emotions during visualization, fix them, and always think about a positive goal. Consistency. You need to visualize regularly. I visualize every month. This is regularly. I want you to visualize every month too, because you change over time, and maybe your goal you had 1 month before doesn't really align with the things you want to do now. And that's why you need to practice visualization regularly. Set aside time each day to visualize your desired future. Consistency is key to making visualization a habit and reinforcing positive thought patterns. Belief. Believe in the power of your visualization. Have faith that your positive thoughts and mental images can shape your reality and attract the experience you desire. And in next lesson, I will explain you the belief system. I will tell you how you truly believe the things you do, and how you truly believe that the things you do right now, even though it's painful, are right for you. And I will also cover how you will get rid of bad beliefs. So, how to set your mindset. Get your unconscious conscious. Be aware. That's the only way you need to set your mindset. Think about trauma and bad experiences. These things will give you a profound understanding of yourself. Know yourself better. When you know yourself better, you will be better over time, because then you know what you intrinsically want, and then you force to achieve this goal, your willingness to go forward, to stick with the pain. to take the Odyssey is way easier. And that's when I finish the Mindset Masterclass. I hope I covered everything about mindset. And I will see you in the next lesson, where I talk about belief. When you're still watching this, I'm really proud of you. You are on a good path for true fulfillment. I will help you to be free. I will see you in the next video. Bye.